Alright, we are looking at three-dimensional figures, so we want to be able to identify them, name them, find the surface area and the volume of them. So a polyhedron is a solid that is made up of all flat surfaces, and a regular polyhedron would have all the faces would be congruent polygons. A face is considered the flat surface. An edge is a line segment where two of the faces intersect. A vertex is a point where three or more edges intersect. Surface area is the two-dimensional measurement of the surface of the figure, so that would be like if you were going to paint the outside of it, how much paint it would take, that's surface area. And volume is like if you were going to fill the object, how much would it take to fill it. So that's three-dimensional measurement there. So on one of these, for an example, like this would be a face right here. This would be vertex. Any of these lines coming down would be an edge. So that's kind of how we, kind of an example of those. So first let's fill in these formulas on here. So we have the prism. We're going to do surface area here and volume here. So surface area is, this is perimeter of the base times the height plus 2 times the area of the base. This is 1/2. P again is the perimeter of the base. L is called the slant height. And then B is the area of the base, whatever that is. A cylinder, we have 2 pi RH and 2 pi r squared. A cone, we have pi RL plus pi r squared. And for the sphere, we have 4 pi r squared. So then for volume, this is the area of the base times the height. This is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. Pi r squared h, so times the height. 1/3 pi r squared h for a cone. Notice how similar those are. And then here we have 4/3 pi r cubed. Alright, so in example 1, we want to determine if it's a polyhedron or not, and then identify it. If it is a polyhedron, we're going to name the bases, the faces, and the edges. So on here we have all flat surfaces that are all connected, so yes, this is a polyhedron. And it would be considered, so we have these two surfaces here that are parallel from each other and that are different shaped. So this is 6-sided, which makes it a hexagon. So this would be considered a hexagonal prism. So for bases, we have 2 of them. The bases are the 2 that are shaped like the hexagons. So that's going to be KLMNOP is the one of them. And the other one is EFGHIJ. For faces, we have a lot of them here. So my faces are going to be each of these, there's going to be 6 of them, of these rectangle shaped spots around the outside here. So if I start with this one that would be on the top, that is EFKL. On the side here, FGML. Here, GHNM. On the bottom, ONIH. On the back there would be POIJ, I believe. And on this back here would be PKEJ. So those are all the faces. Whew, this is going to be a little bit of a long one. Edges. I'm running out of room too. Draw a little line here. So my edges, there are a lot of them. So every single one of these is an edge, any straight line on here. So I have LF. I have KE. We have PJ. OI. NHMG. So those are the 6 that would go around the outside. Then we have all of them that would go around the outside of these, be on the perimeter of the bases. So that would be KL, LM, MN, NO, OP, and PK. That's along this side. And then lastly, along this side, we have 6 more. Woohoo! EF, FG, GH, HI, IJ, JE. And lastly, vertices. Can't even keep track of all this stuff. Vertices are just each of the points on here. So if I say E, F, G, H, I, J, and then we have K, L, M, N, O, P. Whew. Next one won't be so bad. So here, this is not a polyhedron, it's a cone. It can't be a polyhedron because it is not all flat surfaces. We have a round surface there. So this is a cone. So the base would be this circle T. I guess it says if it's a polyhedron, name those things. But this would be the base on that one. And this would be the height. There we go. Much easier on that one. Okay, so for these 3 on the back, we are going to find the surface area and the volume of each of them. So you're going to want to use your formulas for it. So first we have a cylinder. And I like to identify what each of these things are first. So I have the radius is the 6, and this 18 along here would be the height. So we have R and H. If I look at my cylinder formulas here, that looks like that's all I need is R and H on there. So I'm going to use those. So I have surface area is equal to 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. So we are going to just substitute those values in now. So I have 2 pi 6, 18 plus 2 pi 6 squared. Okay, so now just like we did with the circle before when we were finding area, we are going to give exact answers with pi in them and then multiply the pi out at the end. So I'm going to multiply all my numbers together here. So I have 2 times 6 times 18, which is 216. And I have the pi on the end. And then here I have 2 times 6 squared, which is 72, and I have a pi on that one. Now just like you're combining like terms, we can add these now. So 216 plus 72 gives me 288 pi feet squared. And then let's give that as an estimation as well. So this would be the exact answer. And then if I estimate it, I'm going to just type into the calculator 288 and then use my pi button. And let's give 2 decimal places rounded accurately. So I'm going to say 904.78 square feet. Okay, now we need to find volume. So the volume formula was pi r squared h. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I have 6 squared. So I'm going to multiply those numbers. I have 6 squared times 18 gives me 648 pi. And since this is volume, this is cubic feet. And then if we get an estimation here, I should be making this the squiggly. 648 pi gives me 2,035.75 cubic feet. All right, part B. So here, surface area, this is a prism, and it would be a rectangular prism because the bases are rectangles. So for that, I need, it looks like a capital P, which is the perimeter of the base. I need a H for the height, and I need a capital B for the area of the base. So P, perimeter of the base, can you hear them mowing the lawn outside? So we have 5.2 plus another 5.2 plus a 10 plus another 10. That's adding up around the outside. That's 30.4. The area of the base, which is big B, is base times height, or length times width of this rectangle. So that's going to be 10 times 5.2, which would be 52. So here's P, and here's capital B, and H is the 6. So surface area is going to be PH plus 2B which gives me 286.4, and that's going to be in square centimeters. Volume is just the area of the base times the height. So my big B was 52 and my height was 6. So the volume is 312 cubic centimeters. Last one. Here we have a cone. Cone, we need to know L, which is slant height, and H, which is height, and R, which is radius. We've already talked about that. So my slant height here is the 17. The regular height is the 8 that's in the middle, and the R for the radius would be the 15. So for surface area, I have 2 pi, surface area is pi RL plus pi R squared. This would be so there's my surface area. We will finish the volume one tomorrow because I am running out of time here. And you need to give me a real attempt on the last 2 problems here at least. And we will go from there. So, gotta leave you with the joke of the day. What did the leopard say after finishing a delicious meal? He said that hit the spot. Alright, good luck. We'll finish that last one tomorrow in class, and have a great day.